Hi, I don't know if you've seen this research paper, which was published last year. This paper is quite unique. It's the first research that I have seen, and bearing in mind I've been focused on researching prey diving dogs for quite a few years now. This is the first research I've seen actually looks at what dogs do. Rather than assuming, rather than starting off with the Coppinger's motor sequence, which is typically what most of the research starts with, and then trying to fit dogs into it, these researchers looked at what an ethogram that had been developed for wolves, which is completely different from the description that you'll find in the Coppinger's books. So anyway, the researchers looked at what wolf ethologists were doing, took an ethogram that they had developed, and then used video footage of dogs to find out what dogs actually do. So the research is unique. It's like really fascinating. But for me, one of the most important things that is in this research is it makes it so clear that for dogs, searching for prey is significant. So I've always had a problem with almost all of the descriptions I've ever seen of predatory behaviour, because they pretty much, until I published my research, they would all start with the dog orienting, which means they've found prey and they're turning towards it, or they're shifting their position so that they can start to move closer to it. That's what orient means. But my observation of dogs is that it starts much sooner, it starts much earlier than that. For many dogs, it starts long before they know exactly where the prey is. And this research brings that out so clearly. It demonstrates so clearly that for dogs, predatory behaviour starts with them searching for prey for most dogs. And that's why it's often difficult for we humans to deal with, because we tend to start trying to intervene at the point we see a dog chasing something. And by then it's actually a little bit late in the day for sure. Some dogs do learn to recall from chases. But if we can start to involve ourselves at the beginning, at the searching stage, and focus more on that, in my experience, it makes for a better outcome. And so this research, I was delighted when it was published, because it very much backs up exactly what I've observed with dogs and what came through in my research. And so for me, this research is significant. And it also helps people with dogs, because we no longer have to feel as though if they can't see the prey, then there's nothing predatory going on, because that could not be further from the truth. Anyway, I think this one's free to download, so if you want to download it and have a read, then do. And if you read it and have any thoughts on it, let me know. Do let me know, comment and let me know.